Environment and ecology, the related concepts and the issues around them, they have been in news, and they have always been a favorite area for UPSC preliminary examination. Here in this AMP-UP series, and where I expect you to revise things, I have got about 50 such concepts, terms, ecology-related issues. I have listed them down for you. I would like to read them out and then ensure that you have read about them and they're fresh in your mind and you can handle questions. In case there is something new, which I don't think there should be anything new in this, irrespective, if there's something new, I would expect that you have read that carefully and now, and then you're not missing out anything. So just to reconfirm, here we are, those 50 or so environmental, ecological terms and concepts that we have got, which have been in news. The first in the list I have got here is that triple planetary crisis, which includes climate change, pollution, and biodiversity loss. These are triple planetary crises that we got. The second is we have got is ecotone. Ecotone is transition between two biomes that we have got, like mangroves that we have got. I expect you know what biome is all about. Then the third one, you got my list. Forget about the numbers. We got ecological niche. Ecological niche is you should know what the concept is all about because UPSC expects that you clear about the basics about it. The functional role of a species that we have got in one ecosystem can be referred as niche. Then we have trophic cascade is the word that we can imagine. Trophic cascade is like if one trophic level is altered, which can be added or removed, whatever, it generates a chain reaction and breaks the ecosystem. And then you know that trophic level that we have got, where you can have producer or autotrophs, then we have primary consumer, the secondary consumer, the tertiary consumer, and then you find that as one goes higher, 90% of the energy is lost, and then we can learn the term here is that biodiversity collapse. You can also learn the term as keystone species like predators, etc. that we have got. Ripple effect also is a term which is associated with them. I expect that you have got idea about that as well. Then we have got this ecological succession, the gradual change in uh, the species structure, shall we say. That is ecological succession that we have got. And then you must be knowing about primary succession, secondary succession, also the word series that comes here, like in the intermediate stage of a community in ecological succession can be called as series that we have got. Then the next one we have got is in situ and ex situ conservation. I would expect that you should know about these also. Like when you're national park, that you're conserving something, that will be in situ. When you're taking them in a lab or zoo that you have got, that will be ex situ conservation. Then we have got the word ecological Armageddon. Ecological Armageddon that we have got uh, means like insects and I mean those apocalypse happens in there, and then catastrophic decline is in the number that takes place. That is ecological Armageddon as they call it. Then we have got species turnover uh, as beta diversity that we have got, the rate at which species are and then their composition changes, that will be referred as a species turnover that we have got. I would also like you to look into uh, those different diversity form that we have got, like alpha diversity, like beta diversity, and then we have gamma diversity that one can take up, and then I mean those words, which is delta diversity, and then epsilon diversity. Total species over a vast area, that will be epsilon that we have got. Anyway, the next one is that species turnover. Then we got lake turnover also. I like you to learn into that lake turnover issues also been in news. Uh, then we have got um, lakes are stratified in various level, like Epliminian that we have got, Epiliminnion, Epliminian, and Metalimnian, and Hypolimnian that we have got. I like you to learn these words and then how the lake turnover and affects the ecosystem, so to say. That can be an interesting area to look into. The next that we have got is planetary boundaries which have been in news, and then 9 of them, and then I suppose the quite of them that we have crossed, and the 9 of them, like climatic change, and then biospheric integration. Then we have got climatic change is like carbon dioxide concentration that we have got, and less than 350 ppm that we have got of CO2, and then now we have got 423 or so that we've got. Biospheric integration that we have got, this functional diversity. The goal is like less than 10 EMSY uh, per million species per year that we have got. Extinction of per million species per year. Then we have got stratospheric ozone depletion, and then we still safe, thankfully. We have 276 DU, as they have. DU is Dobson unit, that one can imagine. Then ocean acidification, pH of the ocean that we have got, that's already taken crossed. And then we have got biogeochemical flow. Then we have land system change, and then fresh water use, the Blue River that we have got there, fresh water use, and after that we have got atmospheric aerosol loading. This is something which we still save, and introduction of novel entities like chemical pollutants, etc., that one can imagine. And I suppose there's 9 of those, what they call it as planetary boundaries that we have got. Now, the next term and concept I'd like you to be careful and clear about is eco anxiety. And then, you have got some related words are there: eco grief, environmental grief, climate distress. These words should be very clear to you that we have got. They have got specific meaning to this. Um, then we have got solastalgia. Solastalgia is Solastalgia. That is existential. I'm sorry about my pronunciation. Existential emotional distress caused by the environmental stress. That is solastalgia. That's very much being talked about. That we have got people in the mining region, drought affected areas. This kind of situation is going on. Then we have DSI is the reference that has been in news. DSI is digital sequence information. The companies using the digitized genetic data must contribute to Cali Fund, launched in COP16. Cali Fund, and must be a global fund that we have got. And this is kind of part of ABS, that is Access and Benefit Sharing Protocol. Mostly the pharma companies are associated with that. I like you to have some idea about DSI. Then we would expect that you also have got information about PPP, primary plastic polymers that we have got. And I think they have been in news that INC 5.2, that is negotiated intergovernmental, negotiation of company, negotiation that we have got, committees that we have got of August 2025 in Geneva, that we had this discussed as part of PPP. I like you to have one more PPP in your list of things that we have got. PPP is so many PPPs that we have got. Anyway, the next one that we have got, nature positive economy has been in discussion in G20, and then a World Economic Forum. I would like you to learn this, how it is nature positive, how economic activity is going to ultimately help and improve the economy. And this is much beyond, is the postscript of the sustainable development that we have got. 2030 is the target that we have taken for ourselves as far as this is concerned. The next one that we have got is extinction debt, so to say. Extinction debt is basically used in IPBES, that is Intergovernmental Science Policy uh, Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services, IPBES. This is quite often they referred as IPCC on biodiversity. That's interesting that we have got. And then recently in 26, I think it was uh, February 26, we had in Manchester, that conference was held, and a lot of talks around that. There on extinction debt that we have got. That is, even if the extinction stops, some species are bound to go, because the momentum has been set, and they are bound to become extinct. And then we have another is blue carbon credit. and then blue carbon credit, and then I would like you to pick up India's Mishti there, and that Mishti is very important. Management, uh, a mangrove initiative for shoreline habitat uh, and tangible uh, uh, measure that we have. Mishti. I like you to pick up this Mishti scheme that's been talked about, COP 3031. That is something which is significant here. And you all know that those mangroves hold 10 times more carbon per unit area than any terrestrial forest that one can imagine. So they're very, very significant blue carbon credits there. Then Wood Wide Web, we know WWF for something else, but then now we have got it is mycorrhizal network, as they call it. Mycorrhizal, MYCRORRHIZAL network. That is, Wood Wide Web is basically underground network of fungi that help different species and of trees species. I mean, they are basically internet of ecology that helps to maintain their resilience in the process. Then we have got uh, thermomagnesis in plant. Plants like lotus, etc., generate heat to survive in the cold. That is thermogenesis in plants. That is being disturbed because of the global warming, as one would imagine. And then we have got BBNJ Treaty, that is biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction. UN is working on it. And then for marine products area is the high seas, etc., that we have got a vacuum area that we can see that about, I would say that a good part of this is two-thirds of the world's ocean is a legal vacuum area that we have got, and that is a serious problem. It is ratified by the countries that is likely to come into effect very soon. But then BBNJ was so much biodiversity beyond national jurisdiction, so much in news. I think this was my part one. And the next part, I'd like to take you more into the discussion and the aspects of this will be taken at that level. In the second part of this, I'll carry on from this.